In this video, you will learn about Manage by Stats. It's a software for Amazon sellers to manage and scale their Amazon business. And this software is data-driven. It helps you to analyze your metrics in your business to see where you might be losing money, what you might be doing profits, to adjust your advertising campaigns. Check this out, this demo. And if you want to try this software for yourself, you will find the link below in the description. This video is part of the Demo Mondays video series where we invite different Amazon software creators to present their tools and solutions just like this on the screen. Hello, Mark. It's nice to have you here. Could you please tell us what is Managed by Stats and how does it help Amazon sellers?
Yeah, absolutely. So Managed by Stats is a bunch of different tools that are all built on one platform that are all geared towards helping both a new and very experienced large sellers manage their Amazon account, right? So there's a lot of different elements that go into management, that management concept. So we've built a lot of these concepts or functionalities into our tools so that they're getting insights, but they're actually actionable. They help direct you to the area of your business that needs your attention and, kind of help you kind of pinpoint what products are maybe eating up too much profits or having some kind of issues, right? So that's kind of the general concept. We started back in 2014. We've been around for a long time. So we've built out a lot of features that are inside of our different tools. We started off with one or two different tools back in the day, and we have over, I think, probably 20 different tools now inside the software. And each one of those has a lot of little features that have been built based off of user experience. Amazon sellers that need to see certain metrics, want to see things in a certain way, or want to be able to take action based off of something. So we've built a lot of little things inside of here. We ourselves are Amazon sellers. We built this tool out of the need for seeing getting a clarity into what's happening with your products on Seller Central. When you can't really do that inside of Seller Central if you have more than a couple products.
Perfect. So it's the first time we are showcasing Managed by Stats on our YouTube channel. So I'm really excited to learn more what you have to offer inside.
Perfect. Well, yeah, let me show you around. We have, as I mentioned, a whole bunch of different tools, and they're all over here on the left-hand menu bar here. We also have some stuff up here as well. Let me just move this out of the way. There we go. So we'll have, training videos, support calls, emails, etc., knowledge base, and then some settings for your account up here as well, languages, themes, sizes, etc., etc. So I'll just kind of give you a very broad overview of the different tools. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of little elements that we've built into these, but I could talk for a good hour and a half going through all of those. So I'll just start with the high level stuff. So the first thing we have here is a dashboard. Similar widgets you've seen around, on the different tools. But basically what you have here is a very customizable dashboard. You can resize any of these to kind of fit how you like. You can have different colors in here to kind of build them out for the different types of products you have. You can also do settings where you want to see your entire account details, or look at a specific brand inside of there or a specific group inside of there, all the way down to an individual product. So you can build these out how you like and kind of build a dashboard that is to your liking. We have these kind of metrics. You can have any kind of date ranges that you want. You can click on these and it'll automatically update those date ranges. You can have graphs for trends. We have a KPIs widget for the key metrics relating to your whole entire Amazon account. We have, best-selling products, and clicking on any white space in here, you can go through and add any of these things with any kind of settings that you want to view it by your whole account or groups of products all the way down to individual products, right? So very customizable dashboard. One of the things that we built out in here that is super relevant to the management concept is these KPIs. So we have a widget here for just the 4 KPIs: sessions, conversions, profit, and reviews. But now you can see these 4 KPIs and all of the metrics that relate to that KPI. So if you have your sessions here, you have all of these metrics that relate to or influence or directly cause some change in that main KPI. So each one of these has all the metrics that relate to it listed below. Okay, so now you can go, okay, if my conversions are dropping, what areas could be affecting that? It could be my advertising clicks. Okay, let me jump into that area and see what I'm doing wrong with my advertising, why I'm getting less and less clicks. So it kind of helps direct your attention into the area that you'll need to go fix that could then result in getting your conversions going back up. Okay. That's the first element. You can also then build these KPI dashboards out by a specific brand or group of products all the way down to individual products. And what you have in here then is our next management element, which is our change log. And these little green lines on the graph is the change log indicator. And what this is basically you're entering into the system saying, hey, I made a change on blah date, and whatever the change was, you notify it, you indicate it in here, whether you want to apply it to every single graph, a particular seller account, brand, group of products, or individual ASIN, what the change was, and then you can add it to your thing. And it's going to then show you, okay, this change you made, oh man, you made a mistake, right? Your SEO that you updated resulted in your conversions plummeting. So something about your back-end updates that you did was actually harmful to your business. Right? Whereas, you could be looking at here, you did something and now your sessions are going up, right? So you can clearly see how it's affecting the different parts of your business and if you need to go back and change something or not. Okay, so that's the next element that we have built out in there. After that, we have our finances. And this is a kind of a nitty-gritty, detailed view of all of your settled transactions on Amazon. And this is one of our first tools that we created, which is this breakdowns tool, which I'll jump into in a second. Basically, what you're looking at here is kind of an overview of the breakdowns details. You have all of your revenue, your fees that Amazon's taking, what they're giving you as a payout, your cost of goods, your advertising and whatnot. And then at the end of the day, what your actual profit is. But if you want to break this down, right, you kind of get this summary, this overview from Seller Central, right? But in here, you can actually do a lot more granular view at all of these metrics and actually see from your payouts and from your settlements, either on a settlement view, by statement view, or on any kind of date range you want. Again, for any kind of hierarchy you want, brand, grouping, or ASIN. And you can actually see, okay, for all of these products or groups of products, all of the orders that you're getting in, all of the refunds, what Amazon's paying out to you by product, your cost of goods. You can enter those into our system, and our system will automatically think with that for each transaction that you have, pulling in all your advertising. And then you have these metrics that tell you, how are these products doing? Are you spending too much on ads? Are you making enough profit from each one of these sales? And are you making enough profit overall to be able to restock fast enough, have enough or expanding into new products, and of course, having money to take to your bank, right? To do whatever you want with. But this detailed view is so granular that it really breaks out any kind of confusions or any kind of, if you ever wonder, you have so many sales on Amazon, but the payout you get from them is a lot less than what you thought you should be getting. This will help you understand all the different things that Amazon's taking from each of your orders, as well as any other fees or things that they're taking out of your payouts. So it's a really granular view and really helps sellers see a to-the-penny matchup of what products are doing good, which ones are not, and why are they maybe losing a bit more of the money than they thought they would be. So very valuable tool here. Next, we have statistics, which is this kind of same data, but now on trends. So now you can actually look at how are you doing overall trend-wise. You can look at the last 30 days. You can look at any kind of intervals that you want and see this data on trends, again, for your entire account or any kind of group of products, all the way down to individual products if you want to, where you can have some preset views to see a particular brand or particular product that you want. So you can build these out kind of, any way to your liking, whether you have one product and you're just starting out, or you have hundreds of products and you want to see groupings and see how that group is doing as a whole. You can build out views to be able to see this data in any way that you like. So that's our statistics area. Our customers area, we have quite a few things in here that are going to be helpful for marketing purposes. You can obviously see how many new customers you're getting in, how many repeat buyers you have, where your buyers are coming from, what states or cities they're coming from. So if you're doing outside marketing and you want to drive people to your listings, maybe you want to do advertising on Facebook or Google to a specific state that you see that you're getting most of your orders from. You can do that. You can also see your promo transactions. So if you create promotions inside of Seller Central and you want to see which ones are getting you the most people to grab your promotion, you can actually see the metrics on those, whereas you can't really see that in Seller Central too well. Our catapult tools are all geared towards the concept of catapulting your listing. So how do we do a reverse ASIN lookup on your products to see which keywords you should be building into your listing? How do you take those keywords and build them into your listing, and then take those keywords and track how you're performing on them, right? So all of these tools are all geared towards that concept of, okay, you have one or two products or you have hundreds of products and you want to optimize them. How do you go about making that process faster and easier? On our keyword tracker tool here, you have your product, your keywords. We show you the ranking system of how popular that keyword is and how you're ranking on them, right? So page 1, page 2, page 3 and 4 and beyond. And you can see, okay, are you losing ranking? Are you gaining ranking? Very easily with the color-coded system, right? You also have graphs for trend in here as well. But all this is geared towards, finding products, looking up competitor products, optimizing your listings, tracking how you're doing on them. If you're doing launches, you can track all the key metrics in here. So there's a whole bunch of different tools that are all geared towards both newer sellers, but also experienced sellers who are revamping a listing or creating their next product, and they want to launch that product and kind of get it going. You can change colors in here to whatever kind of color system you want. You can also change, so let's say you have a bunch of keywords that are on page 1, right? You could say, I want to see green for the top 10 listings. If I'm ranking 1 through 10, I want to see orange for the top 20. And I want to see red for the top 48, right? So now you're going to see a different system in here where it's going to change the colors accordingly. As a demo account, so it's not updating, but you'll see that if you have a whole bunch of keywords on page 1, now you're going to see how many keywords you have at the top of page 1, how many are in the middle, and how many are at the bottom of page 1, right? So again, very customizable. In our advertising, we have a few features that are mainly built towards the Amazon seller who does their own PPC management. And this is basically some things that we built into here that help save time when you're doing your own PPC management. If you're going to be doing some other, having either a software or an agency do it, that's a different route. We have a sister company called PPC Entourage that has some really built out automation and stuff that can really take the time a lot faster out of your day. But we have a few features in here that help kind of the person who's doing his own PPC management. He can do it all in here. So we have a day parting system in here where you can schedule when you want to boost or pause keywords. We have bid histories in here. We have date comparisons down here. So there's a few things that help you kind of look at all these metrics and see which keywords you might be losing the most money on or gaining the most money on. So it kind of helps you take the time out of managing all the keywords across all the campaigns. And then, of course, as you update in here, you can use those same kind of bulk actions that you would see in Seller Central. And those will automatically update to Seller Central. So you can kind of do your management from here if you'd like. Okay, so that's our advertising area. Our products, this is mainly, we have a very simple inventory management system in here, so that for the newer seller or the intermediate seller, they can use this to kind of make sure that they're keeping everything in stock. This is where we pull in all of your brands. It's where you create your product groupings for our system to think with. And then if you want to enter in your cost of goods, you enter them here so that our system will show you your profit numbers, taking those COGS into account. So pretty simple system. You just, if you have a ton of SKUs or products, you can, export this and then upload the data in the CSV file and then import it into our system. Or if you are starting off and you have a couple products, you can just update the data inside of the system here. So that's kind of for the management aspect. We have a very robust and very simple way to set up the review request as well as custom emails. So a lot of sellers these days will just use the review request feature, where we're basically automating the process of going into Seller Central, clicking on each order and clicking the review request option that sends out a template from Seller Central to your client and ask them to leave a review on your product. So you can set that up, a couple clicks in here, you'll have it set up for all your products, and it'll automate that whole process and show you the metrics as they relate to that. But you can also do custom emails. So a lot of sellers who do products that are, that they want to have some kind of brand experience, or they need to provide a PDF or some kind of instructions or something like this, they can build out custom emails if they want to as well. So that's that. On our notifications, we built out specific notifications that relate to statistics. So not just title updates or image updates or image being or product being suppressed. These kind of notifications that you would normally expect. Our notifications are all built towards these KPIs and key metrics for your account, getting an alert on them. So what you can do here is basically look at, okay, if I get, let's say, a 20% drop on my sessions, I want to get either an email or SMS notification. I want to have it checked weekly, and I want to be notified weekly. But let's say you're doing this on reviews, you could have this checked daily and get notified immediately, right? As soon as the system sees a drop in your reviews. You can also then, of course, expand this out to, only certain products or certain brands inside of your account. And again, you can build it all the way down to an individual product. So that's that. Again, for all of the key KPIs, key performance indicators, as well as a few other advertising type metrics and inventory metrics as well. That's that. And then last but not least, you have your settings. So this is where you're going to connect up your different seller accounts. If you have multiple marketplaces, multiple countries, you can connect them all up in here. And it's a pretty simple process. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes to do it. You have you can invite users to your account as well. So if you want to have a VA or a partner look at the details on your account, you can invite them and give them specific access to specific seller accounts or specific brands inside of those seller accounts. You have all your subscriptions, your invoices, etc. in here as well. Back up over here, we have a bunch of languages that you can also view it in. So if you want to view these in different languages, you can. And it'll have, I think we have about probably 90% of everything translated into these languages. There's obviously some terms, Amazon terms that are, stay Amazon terms. But you can do that. You can also do different colors. So if you have different themes that you want to pick from, for the ladies out there, we got pink as well. We also have dark mode, etc. Different views as well. So if you want to kind of cram in as much information as possible, you can use the compact view. Kind of takes the space out of some of the elements in there. Yeah, so a whole bunch of different things. We have training videos on all of these tools. We have support, knowledge base, etc. And that's kind of the high level overview of Managed by Stats.
Yes, amazing. And I liked when you said that at the beginning in the dashboard, when you showed dashboard with all the graphs, that you can analyze different aspects and see where KPIs going wrong direction. Is it possible through these graphs to go inside more detailed information, or you have to use the menu on the left?
Yeah, so you'll have to use the menu on the left. And that's one of the things that we are kind of building towards, which is suggestions or more guidance factors that are being built into the tool itself, right? So based off of these metrics, there's obviously that guiding factor of, okay, this is the area you should go look into, right? You obviously need to know how to manage your business. You need to know how to sell on Amazon. You know, we're not doing everything for you, right? We're not an agency. You still have to be the CEO of your Amazon business and look at the metrics and actually take action on it. But we want to build out some things that will help the manager do that, right? So suggestions based off of metrics, what things you should go do, what things you should go check. As well as, those suggestions or those things tying to these metrics, and then being able to maybe click on this metric and have it open up all of the marketing graphs that relate to that product, right? So there's some things that we're building out that will kind of not necessarily automate, but help kind of guide that attention more minutely to the areas. So that's some future stuff that we're working on right now.
All right. And I think it's time to check the pricing of your tool. I am really wondering how does it the price differs according to the marketplaces or user accounts.
It's pretty straightforward. We have a few plans. So depending on where you're at, and this caters both to the newer sellers and the very experienced sellers, right? So if you are looking at just getting started selling on Amazon, that's going to be our starter plan. That's going to give you the tools that when you don't have a seller account yet, you are looking at, getting a product, you're looking at, how do you find the right kind of product? How do you get your product built out in the best way possible? What, unique element are you going to create with your product? That's our starter plan. Very, very easy pricing, $15 a month. You're getting these tools that help you do your competitor analysis, do your listing optimization, the stuff that you'd want to do, the research that you're going to want to do before you actually start selling on Amazon, before you have your products being sent in, right? That's our starter plan. And then we have an MBS Lite plan and an MBS Pro plan, right? So our Lite plan is going to be based off of your volume of orders. The $19 is our lowest, and we have 3 or 4 tiers between the Lite and Pro. So I'll just scroll down here where you can see those tiers. So for Lite, $19 a month, 3,000 orders a month. So that's going to cover, a newer seller for quite a while. They're going to be able to use the main features, the main management tools that we have for their accounts, and be able to then build that up as they go bigger and bigger on their sales. $29 for 6,000, $39 for 15,000 orders. And then you can stay on the Lite plan and be above 15,000 orders a month and pay $49. So, we're not going to charge you any more based off of any higher volume of orders. And you still kind of limited to those kind of 70% of our tools. If you go to the Pro plan, you're now getting some of these more advanced features inside of our tools that help you get a little bit more granular insight into, the details about your products.
All right. And you mentioned that you are planning to improve the user experience inside the tool with all these guidance, kind of guiding tips inside the interface.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you're working on to bring to your users?
Yeah, so with Carbon 6, we joined up with Carbon 6, right? There's a whole bunch of other tools that provide some really good insight and really good features or elements to an Amazon seller. Everything from reimbursements from Amazon, PPC management, inventory management, external traffic being driven to your listing itself. All these different tools that we have, we're tying in a lot of the elements of how do we take these elements from these features or from these tools and have shared elements or shared data points from them to make the Amazon seller get the best out of all the different tools, right? So we're building this ecosystem between all these different tools to be able to have all of them take advantage of each other to help the Amazon seller better and faster. So what you have now is you have a whole bunch of these softwares and these Amazon sellers who are working towards how do we create something that's going to make the Amazon seller be able to see their metrics, take action on their metrics, get better guidance. So there's a whole bunch of different things that are in play. I can't go into detail on them, but there's some really cool things that are being talked about and figured out between all the different companies in this ecosystem to really make it so that the Amazon seller is going to have a huge leg up compared to using other tools out there.
All right. And last question, do you have any offer for OrangeClick viewers?
Absolutely. So there is a link that we can include below, which there's bundle pricing. So with Carbon 6, you are kind of coming into this ecosystem of tools, and we have a bundle offer. So you're going to be getting some huge savings when you join up with the bundle, and you're getting about 4 or 5 of the different tools in that bundle. And they're all geared towards, knowing your numbers, being able to track your inventory, get that external traffic driven to your listing, really optimizing your listing. So all of this, all the tools that are related to managing your account and actually expanding it are going to be included in that bundle.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we'll keep the link in the description. So if you want to try, make sure you check the offer. Thank you very much, Mark, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
If you feel that Managed by Stats could be a good addition to your Amazon business, check the link below in the description, try the software and see. Maybe it will help you to get better decisions in your operations. And now I would like to invite you to watch other video about another Carbon 6 tool, which is called PixelMe, which helps you to track off Amazon traffic.